Do you get PTSD thinking of Mark Masters interviewing you before the game tomorrow night?
No, man. No, you know what? Those are the little things. As I've been asked, this is not my first Toronto interview here today, and been asked a lot about some of the similarities or differences, but not having to deal with the likes of Masters on a daily basis would be probably the biggest difference. That said, as we all know, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
So Jersey broadcast,
Jersey
broadcast. You're not doing a pregame interview.
I've yet to do one this year, except for when Masters was in town back in October.
I love it. Well, he'll be there tomorrow, man. Be ready, and we're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun tomorrow night. We're going to be on the panel for the game, and there's a lot going on down in that New York area, man. Have you spotted Juan Soto today? Any buzz down there in Jersey about that kind of money or what?
Lots of chatter around and about it. They certainly love their sports teams here in Jersey, New York, and lots of chatter about it for sure. There's no shortage of hype for sports fans around here. So yeah, it's making big news. That's a lot of cash.
A lot of cash, and I'm curious as a coach, what that's like. Like last year when Willie got his deal and Austin got his deal. Like how do you handle that kind of stuff as a coach when a player gets paid that kind of money, and all the team knows it, all the boys know it, the media is going to be buzzing about it. What kind of role do you play in kind of introducing that contract into the room, if you do at all?
Yeah, I think you do that. I think the first thing is it's not. The money, of course, is significant, and you can kind of make light of it that way. But it's a player making a commitment to the team. It's a team making a commitment to the player. So I think that's the big part of it. I was there, and kind of broke the news to the team when Willie had signed his extension, and you're making that connection. I think that's the important thing is the commitment made on both sides, and there's lots of cash involved too. You want these players, you want everybody to be well paid. I think we all want to be able to maximize our worth and all that kind of stuff, and do so within the restraints of the salary cap and still allow the team to be competitive, all those kind of good things. But I want to see guys well compensated.
Absolutely. With Sheldon Keefe, head coach of the Leafs Devils tomorrow night on TSN4. In terms of your approach, you guys are off to a great start. Obviously, you've had a lot of success down there. How much of the philosophy you had here in Toronto, systematically, your approach to players on a team basis, individual basis, how much of that is carried over to your job in New Jersey and the way that you're coaching the Devils?
A fair bit, I'd say. I believe what I believe in terms of the game and how to put together a system and a structure and the things you want to emphasize. That said, it is a unique team and a unique group. I think it's a team that didn't make the playoffs the year before, has only made the playoffs, I think it's twice in the last 12 years. Someone like Jack Hughes has only played in the playoffs one time. We've got a lot of work to do here in terms of setting the foundation of the team. I inherited a different situation in Toronto. Here we've got a good team, and we like where we're at here to start the year, though I certainly still go to the rink with a long list of things to improve on. We got a lot of work to do to set a foundation here to be competitive year over year, and then ultimately be a team that's knocking on the door and trying to find its way through playoff success. But I think with our work habits and our detail and structure defensively, and our competitiveness and our overall habits and routines and everything that we do at the rink, away from the rink, like all that sort of stuff, we're really trying to button up and get to a high standard here, and so far the players have certainly bought into it.
Sheldon, every coach in the league knows pretty much every player, but you get to lay eyes on a guy like Jesper Bratt every day. I don't know, I want to say he's a household name, but he's a guy who's got 37 points this season. He's leading your team. Did he surprise you how good he is, or did you know how good he is, or just shed some light on how well he's played for you?
Yeah, I think I certainly had appreciation for his skill level. The few times we play New Jersey and your pre-scouts, you dig in on it a little bit, and you certainly are aware of it. But seeing it on a daily basis, seeing it in practice, like the speed and agility that he has, in tight spaces and the change of direction, like it's certainly in the top 1% of the league. So it's fun to watch, but probably more important than that is for Brad, like how he approaches the game on a daily basis, his professionalism, the way he takes care of himself, the time he spends in the gym, the recovery time, like everything that he does to remain healthy and to play at a high level consistently, is that I've been really, really impressed with, and something that you would never know, just watched him play on TV. But he's a real professional, and there's not a moment that he's not doing what he thinks is right to better himself for the next day. So that's been equally impressive as the talent.
With Sheldon Keefe, we always discuss, a former coach coaching against his ex-team and how he would have all these inside secrets. Can you confirm or deny if that's actually accurate? Like if you're game planning against Matthews, Nylander, Marner, like you would know them as well as anybody. Do you feel you know how to stop them better than anyone else could in the league? Where do you stand on that?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't like when you're dealing with players like that. I mean, we just played against McKinnon and McCarr just last night, and you're playing against these exceptional players. I think you put a plan in place that is the same. Like, it's not any different than what you do for any other team. Like you got to limit their time at the puck, got to limit their time in space. I don't think there's any real schematic or structure type thing that is going to really frustrate them. I don't think any of that insight really is helpful. It's just the obvious things. You gotta be on top of them. You got to make it hard for them to get to the net. You got to force them to defend and keep the puck away from them as best you can. You also got to live with the reality that they're going to get their looks. So you got to do your best to deny it and defend it, and hope that you make good on your chances. It's no different for us. We've already approached them. This is the second time playing them, and I'm trying to look at their games and things that I can really talk about. But the principles are what they are. We just got to be good no matter who we're playing.
Kiefer, I got a kick out of this Jack Hughes, some of his answers with the media. I think he was asked last week whether he was trying to embarrass the goalie, and he just said, I don't even know what that means. Like, what are you talking about? He has, a surfer vibe to him. What's his act like to be around every day?
He's a very interesting guy, and I've really enjoyed him. I mean, he's, clearly, very much, raised in a hockey family and knows the game extremely well, but he's very, very confident and very, very competitive at the same time. And I don't think he's got much time for any crap outside of the business and what he's doing on the ice, how he can help our team win. So I think, I got a kick out of his answer there. It's not surprising at all, but we've had great exchanges. We pushed each other, and we're kind of helping to figure each other out and how we can help our team get to where we want to be. And he's playing exceptionally well. His play with the puck is phenomenal, but he has really been committed to the defensive side of the game, winning puck battles, getting the puck back, all things that I think are required for any top player to be good at to help lead your team. And he's really, really bought into that, I think, at a higher level than he has previously in his career. And as I've told him, these are the things that I need from you, and you deliver on them, do everything that I can to put him in a position to succeed, to utilize his strengths offensively. And I think that so far that give and take has worked out well for us.
Do you ever find it shocking that you have to bring up the idea? Like during this conversation alone, I've heard you say details, structure, puck battles, defensive zone awareness. Does it not shock you that you have to bring it to players' attention so much? I've never considered the NHL a developmental league, and it just seems like you have to harp on this stuff all the time with guys, where it just seemed like it was a non-negotiable thing. I don't like dating myself, but it was like, you better do this or you don't get to play. And now it's like coaches got to be on guys' asses all the time.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of just the era of where we're at, and the way these players come up through minor hockey and stuff. And I don't think these other areas of the game are prioritized just the same. And so many of them, their talent level is so high that they can get away with so much. But then you finally, you get to a level where you know that if you make a mistake here or there, or you cut a corner here or there, there's somebody probably just as good on the other team, and they'll make you pay for it. But I think that's part of our job. It's part of the deal in coaching is to stay on these things. It's hard to do over the course of 82 games. That's one thing I think you guys I'm sure can appreciate. It's hard to do it city to city 82 times. You're going to have nights where you're not feeling it or it's not going right, but you hope that you've got enough of a foundation there and you can minimize mistakes enough that you give yourself a chance to win and compete every night. But the buy-in from our guys in this area has been really good. We've had dips, no question, and that I don't feel very good about. But then sometimes I step back and I get lots of reports on where we're at as a team and look at where we are in the league in different categories, and things have been going pretty good. But if anything, that's more motivation to keep pushing because there's so much opportunity for this group to continue to grow, and we will need to be because I like to think we're just kind of getting started here in terms of sustainability.
How nice is it to look back and, see a guy like Markstrom and Jake Allen's played well for you as well. So you've got it's a veteran tandem. Both of them have been starters in the league. Marky's an elite starter, a guy who's been a superstar in this league for many years. So, how comfortable is that to lay your head on pillow at night knowing you got two guys that you can trust every night?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really good in both. Both guys not only have played well for us, they've had little dips at times where they bounce right back, which is great and a credit to them. Their mindset's really good. Two veteran guys, very experienced. This is, at least in my experience, in my time, you don't always get a lot of say leadership from the goaltenders. They're sort of kind of on an island and kind of do their own thing. But these two guys both they bring a lot of leadership qualities to our locker room. They're both competitors, smart guys that know the game really well, and offer lots to what is still a young core and young group of guys. So they're stopping the pucks. They've done a job, but they've also helped really set and push our culture that we're trying to build here too.
Yeah, I'm sure Noodles will love to hear that. Get the goalies speaking out a little bit more, right? Maybe
it's basically saying I wasn't a leader when I played.
Yeah, exactly. Just stay in the corner and shut up, please. We got it. We got it taken care of. But it is rare, like you saying that. You don't hear that too often. Generally speaking, goalies just kind of do. They kind of want to do their own thing too, right, Sheldon?
Yeah.
They kind of want to be left alone on game days and let themselves just kind of do whatever they have to do to get ready.
Yeah, no question. No, these are don't get me wrong, these guys are preparing and they're getting themselves ready, but they're very observant to what's going on around them. They've been, on different teams. Jake Allen won a Stanley Cup in St. Louis, and, as Noodles knows, as the goalie, often when you are sitting back, whether it's in the net or in the room, you take in a lot. And these guys are very smart, and I won't be surprised if they'll be coaches if they want to be when this is all said and done. But they're both good assets, for me to lean on coming into a new situation, and along with some others that Fitz brought in this summer to our group, it's really helped support the leadership group.
Leafs Devils tomorrow night on TSN4. He is Sheldon Keefe. Sheldon, Mark will be waiting for you, and we look forward to hearing the pregame.
Yeah, give him some hatred tomorrow night, would you?
All right, let's try to come up with something.
Come up with something. We'll react to it. We look forward to it.